Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Reject Cycling Team. Today we will be doing the Spanish Classics early in the season, along with the Grand Prix Ciclista La Marseille, which just happened in real life, and then Race Torquay. The Vuelta San Juan is going on in the background, and I will give you updates, but we will not be looking at that as the field of competition really just isn't there. But anyways, let's look at our squad for these Spanish Classics. As you can see, they're all the same team for these races. And then we have the same team for Marseille and Torquay. So it's just going to be like two separate teams, but all Classics. So for the Spanish Classics, we have Jakob Olsen, who's a good T-tier, but he also can climb pretty well, and he's just good secondaries and good flat rating. A nice domestique to have. We have Jérôme Baguens, who is a good hill rating, good acceleration and sprint, and this type of stage suits him very well. Thomas de Gand, who adds some climbing depth, the veteran Belgian. Adrien Garel has lots of punchy ability, and that is perfect for this race in particular. We have Alexei Rybalkin to add more climbing depth to our team, and he might even be a leader in a couple races. And then Patrick Schelling, more climbing, good secondaries, and most of these races have climbing, especially this one with a little hill, and then as we can see in the others, Trofeo Tramontana has lots of climbing. The Trofeo Andrax has even more, that's really up and down. And then there's Trofeo Playa de Palma as a sprint, and that we will probably go for Jérôme Baguens. But without further ado, let's get into the Trofeo Ses Salines. So, update in this race as Felix Großschartner and Patrick Schelling just both fell. And I was about to work, but then I saw that Großschartner was their leader, and he's a real contender. So, it's way better that we don't get Schelling and they don't get Großschartner, because he could definitely beat us, and especially because Bora sent back like Leonard Kamna, who could win himself, Daniel Oss, good riders. So we'll let Bora do all of the work as we just try and sit on. Currently, the breakaway is 15 riders with Meyer and Leppens trying to go a little bit ahead. We've been putting a little bit of a pace on all day, but it's gotten too fast for us now, so we can go ahead and protect riders with Rybalkin and Olsen, as we just make sure we're up at the front as things start to heat up here. I don't think Schelling's coming back, and that's alright. He was kind of my third best, but not necessary. And, okay, so we gotta really pay attention as the pace has lifted greatly. Jakob Olsen is near the front, and we just gotta get the squad into the front group, because we do not want to be left behind. We have no one up there, as it's Chris Nealons, Emanuel Edviti, and Alexander Krieger, who are just destroying the pace. Aristi is the only one left from the breakaway. So here's Jakob Olsen coming in with 20k to go. We're going to put Schelling on auto, because it looks like Bora is done as well. A couple other weaker riders also going out the back. And Rybalkin honestly looks way worse than Olsen, so we're going to have him do the work. Rybalkin on a -3 has really no secondaries or sprint, and this is going to take a punchy rider, not just climber. So he's not great for today. But yes, we have our train. We'll just go 85, at least for a while. And the main competition here is Diego Lisi, George Bennett, Colbrelli, Brambilla, Andrea Beggioli, Masnada, and Rui Costa. So strong competition that we have not seen so far this year. As Rybalkin is about to run out of energy, we move on to Jakob Olsen with 12 kilometers to go. Looks like Trek is working at the front, same with Bike Exchange. And the climb is getting ready to start, so let's ramp things up a little bit with Jakob Olsen. Just make sure we stay at the front. Don't let some of these riders overtake us. Olsen's about to run out as Bookwalter gets just in front of us. Use the gel on Thomas de Gand. And Jakob Olsen good effort, and he is done. So Olsen is done. Now we have Thomas de Gond and 3 riders left in our train. Having Schelling not here really kind of hurts the depth we have, because we're already a rider down because of the different amount of races we have going on. But anyways, Thomas de Gond, he is 72 mountain, 68 hill. Hopefully he can just keep us here. We'll use the gel on Jérôme Baguens. He's our leader for today. Gadel's got a punch. And there goes Bennett Vakic. This is a move we need to respond to. If we don't, they're just going to go all the way. So, we're just running out of riders. Thomas de Gond is out. Can Gadel bring him back? That might be a winning move. I think it will be. Ulisi will help. Daryl Impey. We just don't have the team here today. Baggins trying to get himself in a good position. Tom Schoons also going ahead. Baggins just going 86. This doesn't look like it's going to go too well. Go all the way up to 99. Maybe sprint. It was a hard race, to be fair. And George Bennett just way stronger. Ahead of Dion Smith, Peter Vakuch, Diego Ulisi, Squeens Brambilla. And yeah, this is definitely one to forget. We lost Schelling early, and I didn't think it would be important as it really was, as we can only manage 12th place, which isn't too bad considering the good competition here. But I definitely would have liked to do better. Gadel just ran out a little bit too early, so we probably should have started later to keep more riders in this race. But, you know, we can build on it. We'll have this team for the remainder of these races, and hopefully we can just improve on that 12th place. Good win by George Bennett. Nice convincing fashion. And next race is way more hilly, so that might suit our team better. So here we are at the second Spanish race, and all of our riders have expected -1 race day condition because we don't like the weather. Apparently it's too cold, I'd guess, and cloudy, and that sucks. That was how it was for the first race as well. And I think we're going to go for maybe de Gond, maybe Schelling or Rebalkin here. Well, 72 mountain. Rebalkin has the best hill, so we'll see. There's lots of climbing in this one, and especially near the end. There's a big climb, huge descent, then another 2 little kickers. So an interesting race, a fun parkour, and really one of our first climbing stages for this team. Let's get into it. So here we are in the middle of this race. We have, we're dwindling numbers as Baggins, Olsen, and Gadel are all done. So Schelling will protect Rebalkin. We'll just put de Gond in the wheel. And Rebalkin doesn't need to work too hard here, with only 2 kilometers until the Col de Luc. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. So we just have 3 guys left. Rebalkin, take it easy. And here we go. Col de Luc, 3.5k at 5%, and we're going to have to work as we have UAE and Bora and Bahrain all lighting this thing up. There's no breakaway left, and the main competitors here is Großschartner, McNulty, Izagira, Mühlberger, Ademburu, and Ulisi. So a top 10 here would honestly be really good, as the competition is so much better than us. Yeah, we're struggling a little bit. I don't know if we're going to make it over this climb. Hopefully we can with Alexei Rebalkin, but Schelling he's hurting. He might not last us too much longer as all 3 of our other riders are dropped now. So Rebalkin just going at 65. No need to push it all the way down to 60. And the pace is completely lifted. Rui Costa. Oh, now Rui Costa goes a little bit, but we can just regain some of our energy before La Col de Puigmayor, which is 5.6 kilometers long, max of 10%, but average of 4.8, so not too bad. 68 riders left in the group. DeMarchi, Reichenbach, Hermann Perensteiner, they've all been dropped, so good riders definitely have been dropped, and now we need to work hard again, and they're starting to really turn the screw. So 85 for Rebalkin, Schelling will be working hard as we go through this tunnel. 30 kilometers to go, one climb, then a big descent, and we can recover fully there. So if we can just make it past this climb. Oh, and yes, the peloton stops pushing. So we don't even have, why are we leading this race? Just let the pace be really slow. And now they go again. The peloton cannot decide how fast it wants to work. As Lenny Kamna, 76 Mountain, really putting on the pressure. And we have to respond. Degond will now protect. As Schelling is done. So Thomas Degond protect Alexei Rybalkin. And then all of a sudden, they're done again. So just maintain position. As hopefully we can make it over the rest of this climb. As the peloton is not working very hard. Just stay at 60. No need to do much. And it looks like we've made it. So great. We're in it with Degond, and Rybalkin, and even Schelling. So maybe we'll even go for someone else, but none of these guys really have any type of kick. So we'll probably just stick with our leader in Rybalkin because there's still plenty of climbing to go. And we're about to get into it. And Mikel Nieve falls, Ardia falls, so some good riders falling, and there's 87 in the field. We can go 85 here, as we have quite a bit of energy with Alexei Rybalkin. So let's use it. Rui Costa still leading the field, but we can really push. McNulty coming up to the left, Grossschartner on our right. We're just not fast enough, as Schelling is destroying our team. Not my Schelling, their Schelling, Ida Schelling. As we're just falling behind with Alexei. Can we just hang on? Because after this little kick, it's descent and then just uphill drag to the finish. We'll use the gel on Rybalkin because we need him to stay near the front. Schelling is about to run out. Jan Polanc at the front with Fabro and Costa. Costa gives it a dig. We got to be able to keep up with that. Degond now will protect. Schelling's done. So 38 riders left in the peloton. And Schelling's actually kind of back because we have crested. We just have no kick with anyone. We probably should have attacked there. But we got to stick with our plan. Hope we can just get a top 10 with Alexei Rybalkin. 99 all the way for Patrick Schelling. Get us to the front. The better position, the easier this will be. Maybe start sprinting. Schelling really opening things up early. Maybe we can even get a gap. Thomas Degond. Maybe he's our answer. Thomas Degond will run out. McNulty kicks. McNulty will win ahead of his teammate Diego Ulissi. It looks like Degond's just going to hang on for 5th. So what a ride by Degond. Rybalkin just doesn't have any sort of kick. But Thomas Degond, 5th place, is great. Schelling 6th, and Rybalkin is good enough for 10th. So good race, good win by Brandon McNulty and the 1-2 for UAE, just ahead of JJ Rojas of Movistar. But interesting race, and a top 5 is very good for our team. So here we are at the 3rd Spanish Classic. We have our same squad, and this one has a lot of hills, so maybe it's for Baggins if he's on a good day. But most likely we will go for Rybalkin, Schelling, or Degond, based on what type of day they have. Favorites for this race are George Bennett again, Higuita, McNulty, Masnada, Izagirre, and Diego Ulissi. So good mountain ratings, good hills rating by these riders. It'll be very hard to beat them. But a top 10 would be great. Looking at the 10th favorite is Andrea Baggioli. So that is our goal. So just to check in at this race, we've already gone through lots of the big climbs, down the big descent, and now there's just lots of punchy climbs to the finish. Godel and Alsen recover a little bit over the descent, but they're just too far to the back. And Rybalkin and Schelling are on good days, so they're our leaders today. Baggins and Degond are still here, although Degond is struggling slightly. And there was a breakaway of 15. It's down to 11, split into 2 different groups, with the best rider being Kabi Goossens, according to the game. Also, Sebastian Schoenberger is there. And we just crest this little hill. Rebalkin is not that well positioned, so let's try and get him up the field a little bit. We still have 70k to go, and I'll see if things get interesting. So I sent Rebalkin to get water, and he failed, and he fell off the back and couldn't get back, and then he lost all his energy. So now we just have Patrick Schelling, who's gonna have to get water by himself. Just don't get split off, please, Schelling. Okay, he's gotten water. Just get to the front. Get on Masnada. And there are some favorites behind. Anton Tolhoek just got dropped, but he comes back. Valerio Conti, Sam Uman. Good riders have been dropped. And as we look, Schelling is in a group of 36. Some attacks. Sergio Higuita, Sandra Meresa. Good riders. And let's try not to get dropped. Try and get on Kenton Jeregi. We're just going to maintain position at 80 here. 23 riders now. As we're just at the back of this group. A couple riders might have gotten back on. And we catch Higuita, so it's all one group with 13.4k to go. Schelling looks pretty good on energy. And he's now almost recovered to full. So Schelling looks really good. He has a little bit of a kick, which is why I went for him over Rebalkin. And I think we're just going to wait till this final climb, because it's a really hard climb, and we might need all the energy that we have left on that single climb. So let's see. As 5k to go, let's use our gel. 4 kilometers now. We have just a little descent and then up the climb. So let's just go 85 so we're in position. Looks like Anau is done. So that's one more rider we could beat. Okay, 87, I think. 88, maybe 90. Izagira is really pushing it. Schelling, they're all attacking. And hopefully McNulty can bring things back for us with Ulissi, but it doesn't look like it. Up to 99. Maybe we should have gone with this attack. Put in a little dig of our own. But yeah, we went too early. And we just didn't have the power. We were caught in the middle. So it won't be a great result. And Sergio Higuita will be the winner of this race ahead of Lucas Hamilton, then Brandon McNulty, George Bennett the favorite fourth. And Schelling tried his best, but he just wasn't. He only has a 71 hill rating, and that just was not good enough for us today. So 13th place for Schelling is an alright performance, but we definitely would have hoped at least for a little bit better than that. Rebalkin, see what he can do. There's Jonathan Caicedo, Gogol. They'll probably beat us because Rebalkin has no kick. We beat Pradas. We beat one rider. Let's go. And then our last couple, Jakob Olsen and Garel, will finish. But 13th place for Schelling. It's alright. And we have one more Spanish Classic to go. Here we are at the final Spanish Classic, Trofeo Playa de Palma. It is the sprinting one. And I think we're going to go for Jerome Bagens. Adrien Garel, actually. Adrien Garel, that's why we brought him here, especially for this race. So, one of those two. And there's one climb, but our guys are punching up. I think they can easily get over it. Maybe we'll even push it to possibly drop some pure sprinters here. Let's take a look at the competition, and then let's see what we can do at the finish. Seems like Arkea, HE2R, Astana, so Movistar, big teams are here. Jerome Bagens is on a bad day, so he definitely will not be the rider, but it will be Garel. And the best riders here are Schelling, Sedo, Janssen, Modulus. It seems like 75 sprint from Marc Soto is the best here, so I think we can do, we can compete with that as we showed in La Tropicala Musabongo. We were competing with that type of competition, so let's do it. So here we are in the last 14 kilometers. Olsen is already done, but we will go with the rest of our squad. So I think we're going to go to Gond, Rebalkin, Schelling, Bagens, who's not on a great day, but hopefully Garel can do something for us. We haven't had a sprint in a little while. We see Vermeersch, Kroon, all going for Kluge, maybe? I don't know. Gerben Thiessen. Oh, actually, he's way better. Why wasn't he on the start? Favorites list? I don't know, but Gerben Thiessen is another 75 to watch out for. Who else is near the front? Martin Laas. Probably Jordy Muse, maybe? Yeah, 76, 75. She's good riders here. Belgian national champion Dries de Bont trying to get in things, and he goes. Dries de Bont attacking in La Trofeo Playa de Palma. Thomas de Gaulle will try and help chase that down with Florian Vermeersch. Alexei Rybakhin is waiting in the wings. 99 for de Gaulle. We gotta chase down de Bont. We caught the breakaway at like 15 kilometers to go. Rybakhin, chill. Shelling, don't die. And use the gel on our last two guys. We have our whole train here. Some riders have been split off. Emanuel Erviti's trying something sneaky, but I don't think it's going to work. At least I hope it doesn't work. Patrick Schelling now. Beggins really just doesn't have the energy. Schelling has his gel kick in. And all the way to the end of his energy. We'll get Beggins to sprint. And then Anthony Grell. We might have gone a little early. Gerben Thiessen is just quicker. We actually timed it really well, but we're just not the fastest. Maybe a top 5. 4th place for Adrien Grell is very good considering Jordy Muse, Gibbons, and Soto all have 676 or 75 sprint. So nice job by the 24-year-old Frenchman on the reject cycling team. 4th place is very solid for him. In Australia, we have Race Torquay, a nice sprint race. And let's look at the team we have for this. So we have Greg Abola, Robbie Hucker, Marco Mathis, Jay McCarthy, Guillaume van Kiesbroek, and Anton Vorobiev. This is the team we will also have for Grand Prix Marseille. And our leader for this race is probably going to be Jay McCarthy with 71 sprint, 72 acceleration. In fact, that will be our leader. Unless he's on a really bad day, then maybe Greg Abola will step in. But let's see what we can do in a nice sprint race in Australia, the last race in Australia for us of the season. Make sure to bring a doctor. Never mind, we don't have a doctor. Well, that sucks, but let's get into it. So here we are in the final 4 kilometers. We have Anton Vorobiev, Hucker, and McCarthy. I totally was not paying attention, and it's all of a sudden really close to the finish line. That is not what happened at all, and honestly the breakaway is going to win. So this has just been a really weird race. The peloton's been splitting a bunch. Kim van Kiersbroek, he's probably not going to come back, but we still have Jay McCarthy here, so maybe we can make something out of nothing. I'm not sure. This has been a weird race. Anton Vorobiev, one of our big engines, trying to reel in the breakaway. Go 99, Vorobiev. Anything you can do, we will sprint. I don't think there's enough time. Robbie Hucker and Jay McCarthy, but the breakaway will win this one. And Liam Magenis, an unlikely victor. Berwick, Zwiehoff, Clark, Stannard, Dyer Quintana, and Jay McCarthy. So we would have been 3rd if we had caught the breakaway. But 8th place, we'll look on to improve on that in Grand Prix Marseille. And yeah, we need to definitely get better in the sprints, and I need to pay more attention. That would probably help. Here we are with one of our last races of the episode in the Grand Prix Cyclista de Marseille. This is a race that happened in real life very recently, and it was won by Aurélien Parapantre ahead of Thomas Boudin and Brian Cocard. And the favorites in the game were the favorite. Wow, so Jay McCarthy is the favorite ahead of Edwards Prades and Lilian Calmejean. So let's do something. The rejects should win this race. Let's go and do just that. So I did forget to check out McCarthy's Australian National Championships jersey. And wow, looks nice in the rejects colors, the nice yellow and green. You love to see that from Jay McCarthy. So the peloton was about to let the breakaway go, and I just realized this. So we're going to try and not let that happen and bring in this insanely strong 32 rider breakaway. Actually, it doesn't have like the best riders. You have TJ Van Garderen, Tobias Foss, Fabian Dewey, so that's pretty good. Carl Frederick Hagen. But yeah, it needs to come back because we're the favorite, and I usually am not the favorite, so I don't have to worry about this, but we really got to pay attention now. Okay, Vorobiev is going to try and help in the chase, but this could be dangerous. So I think we got it kind of under control. It's 2 minutes 50, and we're still chasing a little bit with Vorobiev and Hucker. Matko Mathis was not good enough to stay in the group. But I think we can catch this group. Clement Venturini just attacks. Yeah, but we're still going to set a nice hard pace. Robbie Hucker will struggle, and he will fall. And he will go right out the back, but we have 50 kilometers and still plenty of climbing to make a difference with Jay McCarthy. We're going to go with Vorobiev till he runs out, then we're going to have Guillaume van Kiesbroek on the front. Actually, no, we'll start putting van Kiesbroek up right now. Followed by Archbold and Van Wilder. So, I think those were the guys who were in the breakaway. So, lots of big fall in the breakaway. So that's huge. We catch one rider in Clement Venturini, and oh boy, the pace really picks up as finally someone else wants to do the work. So we'll just let Delco go crazy. Who does Delco have here? They have Edward Bradas, and hopefully they can catch the still dangerous breakaway, and we can win this race. With 24 kilometers to go, there is only 7 riders out front. We have the young Norwegian, Tobias Foss. Oh no, never mind. There's a group of 21 ahead of him. My bad. There's a group of 21 riders out ahead. So there's still a large breakaway, and then 7 that have fallen behind, including Tobias Foss. And the strongest rider in that breakaway is still Lawrence Hansen, Doobie, Van Garderen, same type of riders. And we have one more climb to go. We're just on this nice steep descent, so hopefully Bola and Jay McCarthy can recover, as everyone else has gone way out the back. And then it's one last climb to the finish, so Jay McCarthy, go 85. We gotta catch this breakaway because they still have 2 minutes and are still dangerous. Brian Kakar, who got 3rd in real life, is just maybe setting a little tempo. Same with Eiking and Delacroix for Intermarché Wanty Gobert. Greg Abola will really put some pressure on up front here, but he's about to run out of stuff. And hopefully we can catch these guys with Jay McCarthy, maybe up it to 88, just to stay with the pace. We see Eiking is done, but there goes Sergio Henao, making a big attack and bridging up to the group of Calmejean and Prades, who have attacked earlier. Don't worry about Greg Abola, he's done. And McCarthy will try his best to chase this down. But the breakaway still is a minute and a half, so it's really dangerous. Cheeky little attack by Jay McCarthy. I don't know if that was necessarily a good idea, but we'll just sit in this group. That was actually a terrible idea. And then we just get caught by Jonas Koch. So the breakaway is still 19 riders strong, and we just don't have any teammates to chase it down. There goes Lorenzo Rota. Here comes the attacks. Let's go with them. If we can form a group, maybe then we can catch this breakaway. But I don't think a peloton will. And here we are with Loic Vlagen, Julian Simone, and Niels Eekhoff. We'll just kind of sit at the back here, unless no one wants to do the work. We'll go 65. There's another group of 6 behind. Pierre Latour, Lilian Calmejean. So the race is really splitting up here, but I think the breakaway is going to do it. Very unfortunately. So we're going to go 85, do our best, but pretty sure it's too late. Niels Eekhoff putting in a dig. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, we tried our best. We chased all day, but we just did not get enough help. and it looks like one of those guys is going to win, and it will be Roman Mikan. Wow, wouldn't have picked him for the win at all. Jay McCarthy, can he outsprint Neil Zakoff? Maybe. We might just get a top 20, but still very disappointing because we would have won the bunch sprint too. Oh, we could have done so much better. Feels bad, but we tried, just did not get enough help from other teams. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Prix Cycling Team. We did all the Spanish classics. We did Grand Prix Marseille, Race Torquay, and we didn't get the best results per se. We got 4th here with Garel, which I thought was pretty impressive for him. In Marseille, it was a struggle as McCarthy won the bunch sprint, but we couldn't catch the breakaway. In Tramuantana, Thomas Sagan got a solid 5th with Schelling 6th. That wasn't too bad. In Trofeo Cessalines, Baggins got 12th place. In Race Torquay, we got 8th with Jay McCarthy. So just lots of okay results. And the Trofeo Andrax, Patrick Schelling got 13th. So a couple top 5s in there. And we'll hope for more in next week's episode, which will be covering Volta a la Comunidad Valenciana. And then I might also do Jaco Harold Sun Tour or Saudi Tour. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. But we'll definitely do Valenciana. So look forward to that. I am as well. And just to give a final recap for Volta a San Juan, how that's going so far. As I said, I would do that earlier. As I said, we won Stage 1 with Mikel Ryan. In Stage 2, Lionel Quintero and Stefan Rosetto obliterated the field in the little hill sprint and gained 23 seconds on everyone else. Stage 3 was the 12-kilometer time trial, and Stefan Rosetto took the win there. Vincent got 8th, Vermont got 17th, but Lionel Quintero almost got last. He did very poorly, so he kind of lost his overall chances. And then in Stage 4 is another sprint, and Mikel Ryan got a pretty disappointing 7th place. It was just kind of hard to gauge, and we went too late. Next up, we have Stage 5, which is a big mountain, and that'll be the Queen stage, and then just a couple of sprints to end it out. So let's see how we do there as well. But as I was saying, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye for now.